Yo, back with another CTF. This time we're doing OS command injection, something I didn't know about before today, but it's quite useful. Quite a useful way to get that sensitive data from a server. So, without further ado, let's start.
CAS, now presenting Kaose as a service. Make a request to the following URL to Kaose your message. Oh, okay, this is what happens. We need to find the flags somewhere. So we have Kaose as a service. I just have this. Have a message. Let's just inspect to see if we can find anything suspicious. Source index.js. Okay, console sources index.js. Window.origin slash Kaose slash message. It is a document dot query selector code dot text content. Okay, it adds an event listener. Interesting. Okay. Application, there's nothing special here. Let's do the request again. Slash Kaose slash SDF. This, okay. Nothing suspicious for now. Just we can say any message here, and it's a message that comes with a cow. Yeah, trying to think where the exploit is. So we have this path, which is slash Kaose. The Kaose is whatever we put here. What if we put Kaose slash a text file? Does that. So whatever I write here, it's said. Now we know that it's a query selector. The message. If I look at the HTML, so that it's a query selector. I think that's a hint, right? I'd say that's a hint. There's a query selector. How can we exploit that? Where was this again? What does this do? Because that's pretty useful. Let's see what Gem says. Yeah, because this is going to be useful for us to see where we can really exploit, because if I just add a random message, it's not going to do much. So it's the very first code element found on a web page and accesses the text inside it. Searches the document for the first element that matches the CSS selected code. It retrieves the raw text content inside of it. So we have this, and if I run that, it will be console.log hello. That makes sense. How that comes into our example is a bit, how could it come into our example? Calce as a service. Slash Calce slash just try stuff. We just keep saying it, right? Just what if I say, what if I write some code here? What if here it should be, so right now it's printing this. What if I open a shell with this? Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying stuff, right? Unable to handle this request. Why? Response code failure. Okay. So it's as if it's trying to run code. Got it, got it, got it. When I send a request, okay. It's trying to run code. Let's think about this ourselves. If it's trying to run code, and I put here code that opens a shell, then I'm good. Or if I say give me in JavaScript, so I gotta refresh my mind on the code to do this, but so it didn't really work, right? It says internal server error, response code failure 500. Oh, it's just I think the server error. Never mind then. I can put anything I want here now. Yeah. Console the log. Calce, what can I add here? Spawning is child process, but I don't think this is the way to go. How do I have a HTTP, so I have a HTTP website which I can put here whatever I want. What if I modify the request with burps just to see, to understand it better? I gotta understand this on my own. Let's do this next. Without no gem out here. We're real coders. Just like back in the day. No AI until now. Not right now, bro. We're gonna go here to proxy. We're gonna open this proxy browser and copy over the URL. So once this opens, we can really see what's happening, what's going on. I'm gonna just do this precisely. I'm gonna copy this, so like this, and now I'm gonna actually turn intercept on. I do this. What request here? Don't I? Or do I not? This one. Okay, so it just grabs this probably. There's not really much I can see. I can see the response. I forward this. This gives me the message. And if I look here at the history, I got a response which is this. Doesn't really give me any hints though. Yeah. Hold on then. You know what? I have a route which prints place in the UI what I write as the last thing in the path. slash ASDF displays ASDF. A way to inject code to have shell access or to change the path to see a hidden data. Let's see, because this is my thing, right? This is easy to do, but how do we turn this into actually searching for a flag? I would say opening a shell, but yeah. I don't want no payloads. Reflected cross-site scripting takes data from the URL and renders it in the browser without proper escaping. It is vulnerable to reflected XSS, which is where I put in the site malicious code. That makes sense. It trusts the input and it inserts it into the HTML of the page. Yeah. So what could it be though? It doesn't use template, so I wouldn't say it's template. I think it's actually yeah. I would say it's a reflected XSS. What's happening here? What is a basic reflected XSS code to open the shell for CTF purposes? Cause I just need the code to open the shell, but I can't just write it like this. This is not gonna work. I need to write it as a, yeah. Come on now. Remote code execution could be it. Will this work? Would this work? Do we have an XSS? Cannot get. Ooh, okay, so it's not a reverse XSS, huh? Why is it not working though? What the hell? Very confusing. Why I'm getting a 500. What's it? What even was internal server error? Why am I getting an internal server error? Because I've seen this before, but I just don't see. This is a tough one. I can't lie. We've got to keep trying stuff. So come on. Kausei. When I put JavaScript code, I get an internal server error. Get an internal server error. A nice little page which works absolutely fine, but then we get into the nasty part. So message, yeah, sure. Kausei. What are the elements here? Just have this. Nothing really to learn from. Sources, network, yeah. It means the input is not treated as harmless text, but it is being executed. So it's a server-side template injection, which I actually wasn't expecting. I would say it's more server-side JavaScript injection. So there's something that's happening like this. User path equals request.url. User visited user path, but we use an eval potentially. This works, correct? The single quotes interfere with the single quotes the developer used to wrap the string. Potentially. But no, because we're not console logging it. Are we? Oh, we are actually. How to confirm by fuzzing? Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try this. This is something I tried back when I did another CTF, which is to see if it's using the template injection. It isn't. It isn't. Okay. It's not a server-side template injection. But it could be vulnerable to JavaScript template injection. So let's give it that a try. Gotta try all possible vulnerabilities, as always. This page isn't working. Why? Why is that? Interesting. So that one gives us an internal server error, the JavaScript one, which means there's some stuff interfering with the actual code in the website. This site can't be reached at all, which is what, a 404, I believe. What even is this? Protocol error. Site can't be reached, simply. So, JS template injection input gives, what does it give? Internal and EJS input gives site can be reached. So yeah, it's not too straightforward what we have to put here, but it's clearly something we got to do. Like I'm certain the attack involves writing something here that's going to give us access to a shell or something. The question is what that is, because right now we're not seeing any of these common attack types being a good vector. So the server catches an error when this happens. So we have this syntax was invalid, but the application handled it. But when the site can't be reached, it crashed. So the server tried to process EJS tags, but the injection was messy enough to kill the application. Okay. So apparently EJS is doable as well, but the payload isn't working. Let's try a clean test according to my man, my boy. No, that did not work, which is curious. So let's do this payload where we close the tags, which is EJS. No, site can't be reached. We're not reaching no sites. It's crazy. Maybe this one. What even is this? You might be inside a string variable. Just a string, okay. Could this be the one? Let's find out. Whoa, what did we get here? What did we get here? You might be inside a string variable within the template. Yeah, we're just trying payloads at this point. But hey, gotta do what we gotta do. We're trying our payloads. Cannot get this. Damn, okay. You're not gonna get that from me? That's unfortunate. But this one worked. This one worked. Well, it just printed the string. So none of the EJS works. Except for the C payload. Size can't be reached. Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, it's annoying me why it's taking so long, but it's just such a simple thing we have to change, but with what? To get a shell. You really have to understand. Let's see what we're gonna get. So here we got the string actually. So this time the code isn't breaking anything, but it's still not doing anything of our liking. So we are not in the template engine, because if we were, it would have done something. That makes sense. We are inside a JavaScript string on the server. Server code looks something like this. I'm gonna try this payload. Let's go. 7 times 7. Are we gonna get 49? Please tell me we are. So let's go. No. That did not work. The code is... It doesn't. We do not have remote code execution. Displayed the payload, so we don't have remote code execution, or it needs to be done in a different way. Yeah, it'd be good if we could actually see the code that's behind, but we can't. So we need to somehow try more stuff. This one just gave us this. No calculation actually being made. Damn. Into focusing on server-side template injection. I thought we already did this. I already tried these and they didn't work. Pug slash Jade node. It should be node because, yeah, maybe it's this pug slash Jade thing. But cannot get. Wow, okay. Strange this one didn't work. I can try all of them, like there's nothing stopping me, right? Maybe just try all of them till we get something. Ay, ay, ay. This is really getting tedious. Boom. Just try as many as we can. Boom. But it's just not doing it. It just keeps giving us just the text. Try this one again because I remember I tried this at some point. I need to hurry up. Okay, whoa, so they all worked except for the dollar sign one. This page isn't working. 500. It might be Java Spring Boot, not Node.js. So I try a Java thing? I don't think so because we had an index.js, no? Or is that for another CTF? Maybe. Yeah, I don't think it's this because if I go back here to our root, I open this, we have an index.js script as our source. So I highly doubt it's anything else. Cow say slash. Yeah. So I tried pretty much everything. Try this one, which is the one I didn't try yet just now. Try here, whatever, it don't matter. Oh, I need to forward the request. Whoa. Reset stream received with error code. Protocol error detected. That's also a strange one to get. Protocol error detected. It's like some HTTP. Protocol error. So EJS gives me protocol error. None of them give me 49. Some give just the payload and others like ES6 templates give internal server error. So yeah, there's something we're missing here. Maybe it's something to do with the name cow saying stuff. What's cow have to do with? There's no hints. What should be so much easier? Cow say give me flag. I don't know, you know? Cow say give me flag at this point. It's crazy. Really doesn't want to give me the flag. Wow. Something that just maybe interferes with this to do some code. 'Cause that could be it. The fact that it's between these. If I put, ooh, if val in this, if I put script, close, console.log, a, like this. See what we can do. Script. Ah, come on. Come on, let's finish this. Don't need this. No, that didn't work. That did not work. We're getting it, we're getting it. We always get it. Just need to think. Show me distinctive, okay. Rake.url. We need to force a string response. What if we do this? Error 500. Error 500. So even just this simple success is giving us an error 500, which is so just baffling. At this point I'm a bit starting to not get what's going on, but nothing seems to be entering, and I can't say see index.js from what I know. If I try to go here, index.js, what can I see? Can I see index.js? Sources, index.js, I can. Dot query selector. Code. Wherever code is, it does it. There is no code. Likely I'm inside a server-side eval. That looks like this. Let's try. Maybe we're in the double quote context. I think I already tried a double quote context, but at this point. Oh, that didn't work. Single quote context. So it's so funny how at the beginning it says, "Oh, I can't give you payloads." Look at this. You giving me all my payloads, bro. Just gotta get like fucking spit some game on you, and then you're giving me all your payloads. This isn't working. Okay, so I think this is a hint, but I'm not too sure what to do with it. So let's see. Didn't work. Yeah, so here query selector code. I would say it just executes this window.origin and we get this, but I don't see how that has anything to do with interpreting the message. Dealing with OS command injection, what does that change? It tells us the front end is constructing a URL to send to the back end. Okay. Message and running a shell command that looks like this. Error standard out. Okay. I need to start a new command and not do this one. So if there are no quotes, apparently I can just do a semicolon and just type ls. That would be nice, to be honest. What should just be that? Wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Oh my days. How is it that easy? I'm actually so yeah, I had to figure out that it's a command injection, so that I'm dealing with a command injection. Because what this code is doing, this client-side code, basically saying, okay, the front end is constructing this URL. It's sent to the backend using, I guess, the query selector code. It's being sent to the backend, and the backend runs a shell command with it. It executes cow say user message. I don't quite understand what this does, to be honest. But yeah, this worked. This worked very easily. So yeah, I can just do catfalg.txt and I'm done. But yeah, that's crazy. There we have it. Wow, that's a crazy flag, by the way. But yeah, no, that was operating system command injection. Never seen that before, and it was kind of tricky to figure it out. But then the command itself was super easy. That's the annoying part about these CTFs. Some of them are just so easy to do, but you just have to, yeah, find it, I guess. That's done. But let's have a quick look at it then. So I did understand that it's OS command injection because of the fact that our server is using um, this index.js, which is let's find it, sources index.js. It's doing this document.query selector, boom, text content. Yes, it's sending this to the backend, right? It's a new promise. We're sending it to the backend. But uh, what does this mean? How does this how does this print the message on the front end? Explain the code, because this is what's going to help us understand, yeah, what the backend is doing. Another thing is, yeah, it was really simple. There were no quotes, so it was just exec cowsay plus input. So the semicolon just escapes it and does ls, which is crazy. But yeah. So the exec gate keeps. It opens a terminal and runs whatever the string is as a command. Okay. So I just put some text, it just does the text. It takes the text, and outputs ASCII art of the cow saying that text. Server takes the input, it wraps it in quotes, passes it directly in. Full data flow. Yeah, why is it vulnerable? It treats a semicolon as a special instruction. So if I send hello, boom, boom, ls, the server sees cow say hello ls. Okay. So it just does the actual ls. The question is, how did it work without quotes? I did hello and the injection worked. Because yeah, I think it's just to do the how they didn't have quotes, that's what it says. Okay, so our backend code is not wrapping it in quotes. It's an unquoted injection. This is this. There are no quotes. Every space is a separator. So how does it actually print hello if there is no semicolon? How does cow say Linux program do this? Yeah, with CTF is done, but we're trying to wrap our head around of what really is happening in the background, because that's kind of the hardest part to figure out when doing these CTFs is what's happening in the background. That can help us figure out what way to go. Here I wasn't really certain there was an OS command injection, but it separates multi commands, not for making a single command work. Okay. Cow say hello. Starts a shell. Shell looks as a string. Breaks it down based on spaces. That's the command. Founds the command. It's an argument. Okay, and then if it does cow say hello semicolon, it just does the other command as well. So that's why when we did it, right? That's why when I did slash, now I get it, slash hello like this, we still get the hello, right? We still get in the shell. What the shell is doing is it's grabbing, well, cow say is happening. So we have cow say as the first argument inside of the backend. Then we're getting hello. So we have cow say hello. That runs. It's just a command. We run this script, this Linux script. Then a semicolon gives us the opportunity to do another command, second command, ls, boom, done. We can even run a second command like this, file.txt, and that gives us the flag with also the other command. I can just add as many commands as I want because of the way the backend is handling it with no quotations or anything. I can just write whatever I want with no issues. So that was today's CTF. Quite an intricate detail, but we got it done in the end. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.